I like the exercise. And this, we concluded the budget hearing for. Next, we have the Department of Community and Cultural Affairs, which consists of three divisions: the Historic Preservation, Office of Aging, and Sports and Recreation. The Department of Community and Cultural Affairs submitted a budget request of $562,271 for the upcoming fiscal year 23. The amount shall provide for the three of that amount. 445,000 was allocated for personnel, while the remaining 117 that was requested was to provide for the operations. Based on the governor's proposal for both general fund and ARPA, the total allocation to the department comes out to 268,794, which computes a difference of 293,465. And it looks like they have taken out at least several FTEs. They have taken out from the Office of Aging, general maintenance position, as well as sports and recreation, for the safe position. And so what we want to hear from the department head is basically what would, if these positions are currently being advertised and if they've been filled, and in addition, what are the basic needs for operations in order to allow the department to be fully operational and to provide the services to the people of Tinian. And so with that, I open the floor to the department head.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Hafide and good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the Committee on Ways and Means. My name is Bonnie Borja. I am the resident department head for the Department of Community and Cultural Affairs. With me today is Ms. Lucia Borja, the administrative officer who handles all the books at DCCA. Welcome to Tinian and thank you for this opportunity to present DCCA's budget proposal. Mr. Chairman and members, as reflected in the attached fiscal year 2023 budget, DCCA's request has increased slightly from FY22. These significant variances are on the personnel funding, which reflects the two-step WGIs that all employees received, plus fringe benefits. Also, as stated on the governor's proposal, all operations funding has been zeroed out. I am kindly requesting to reinstate the operations budget, as well as an increase in the operations funding under Business Unit 1271 to purchase a new vehicle for sports and recreation. DCCA vehicle was damaged beyond repair during recovery efforts after Super Typhoon Yutu. We are in need of a new pickup truck to expedite public services and continue our work requirements of maintaining public recreational facilities. In addition, we would also like to purchase a large copying machine that would meet the demands of our social welfare programs that require a lot of printing material. This office equipment will increase our efficiency and productivity and at the same time save the department a lot of costs. I am also seeking an increase in operations funding under Business Unit 1231 Historic Preservation Office for additional fuel and safety gear for employees. With the start of the Divert Airfield project, we anticipate an increased appearance of our HPO staff to conduct their comprehensive surveys and site inspections. We are mindful that this expectation might be far-fetched. Nonetheless, we want to submit an accurate funding request to appeal to the need for a proper and realistic budget. Lastly, as Mr. Chairman mentioned, I'd like to bring to your attention the personal budget worksheet on Business Unit 1231. The governor's proposal has removed the historic preservation training. This FTE has been announced. Interviews are scheduled for next week. In addition to this FTE, we have two other positions, the historic preservation trainee and general maintenance that are also 100% ARPA funded. We hope that these can be funded under the general fund so that when ARPA funds are exhausted, we can maintain these positions even if we were to operate at reduced hours. Thank you again for this opportunity to present our budget. As always, your consideration and understanding is highly appreciated.
Thank you, IDH Board. Sorry, just clarification. The vehicle and copying machine would fall under
These
1271.
Yes, 1271 sports and recreation.
The vehicle, you proposed 50,000. Is that what it was for? The truck,
Yes,
50,000, and the
Yes,
copying
Mr.
machine. Would it be? How much would you need for that?
oh, I'm sorry. The last quotation we got, it averaged about 50,000 for the price of the truck as well as shipping costs.
Sorry, the machine, copying machine.
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. We got a about $10,000, Mr. Chairman.
And then for the overall FTEs that you are requesting, I don't see sorry, administrative officer was zeroed out. Is that, but you mentioned only trainee and general maintenance?
Mr. Chairman, so I always forget that position since it was just vacated about a month ago. So yes, our administrative officer position 1 with sports and recreation has been routed for announcement. The general maintenance with sports has been filled. We have a general maintenance with the office on aging that is routing the documents for hiring. Interviews have been conducted for that. And the HBO training is scheduled for next week. So we intend to fill that soon.
So in total, you need the 4 FTEs budgeted, but they've already been either filled or in the process of being filled. You have the one, well, this would be a new one, right? The HBO or the historic preservation training? Is this because it's not listed in the current proposal?
Yes, that's
Is this
correct.
being fully funded under ARPA right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is, Mr. Chairman.
So you need one historic, under 1231, you would need one historic preservation training, one general maintenance.
Mr. Chairman, so under 1231, we would need the historic
Just
preservation training.
Okay, and then under 1271,
Yes,
you would need
1271
the general maintenance and admin officer,
Correct.
admin assistant officer.
officer. Correct.
And then 1241 is a general maintenance.
Yes.
By any chance, do you have those salary figures?
Yes, so for admin officer, it's 19,246. I apologize. That's the general maintenance. It's 19,246. The historic preservation is 17,456.99.
$456.99.
So the two general maintenance are same salary, 19 to 46.
And then the admin,
And the admin officer, it's $27,081.51.
okay. In regards to operations, so we have listed what's needed is a 50,000 and a coffee machine, 10,000. Are there any other, what would be your biggest expense this fiscal year?
Mr. Chairman, it will be fuel.
Fuel? And what's your
And our
average fuel a
communications.
month?
Hi, Mr. Chairman, my name is Lucia Borham, the Administrative Officer. Right now for the sports, we're pretty much at $250 a month. And about the same for HPO. We're expecting HPO to increase simply because of the monitoring that they'll be doing with the divert airfield. As far as aging fuel is taken care of by Saipan, also with a DYS and childcare.
Okay. And you're not renting any office space, correct?
DYSS, but it's funded under
Care.
Saipan.
No, taken care of, okay.
And CCAC, I'm sorry, the childcare, they just recently moved.
Okay,
To,
but that's not
deal
coming
with-
out of your department
No.
budget. Okay, thank you for that. I now open the floor to members. $250 for sport and $250 for HBO. I recognize Rep. Bavata.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm sorry, I may have missed it. How much did you guys receive in ARPA funding? And how much is left over?
So in total, ARPA funding, we received 164,501.
And how much of that is left over?
Can
An estimate is fine.
okay, can we just go by division, business units?
Sure.
Okay, for sports, 124,925,000. For personnel, we have spent 6.89%, and we are left with 172,851.76. For HPO, we received 60,100 for ARPA funds. We have spent 16.89%. Available budget as of yesterday is 71,568.15.
Sorry, if you received 60,000, but you have 71,000? You said you were budgeted 60,100 and then you're available. is-
Okay, there's a transfer in, I'm sorry, 60,100. I am still trying to get a clarification on this transfer in that's reflected. Exactly.
Free money.
Yeah, we're still trying to get OMB to explain this to us, but there was $26,010
That was transferred.
transfer in. So total was amounts to 86,110. So what remains right now for HPO is 71,568.15.
And this is for personnel only.
Personnel only.
Okay, continue.
Okay. For Office on Aging, 45067. For ARPA, a transfer in of 21,617. Percent use is 10.45. Available budget is 59,718.41.
Did you get transfers in for sports also?
Yes, with it, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. Okay, original ARPA is 124,925. Transfer in is 60,726, giving us a total of 185,651. And available budget is 172,851.76.
Sports, HBO, aging. What about the childcare? Is there any?
No, it's stipend.
Okay, so all the expenses for the childcare is being taken care of by stipend?
Yes, as with the FTE, there's one,
Wow.
employee.
So these are
funded.
the only sports, HBO, aging are the only ones you manage
Yes.
here in Tinian? And all of that is for personnel. How about for operations?
Okay, for operations, under sports and rec, 1,249 in ARPA funds. We have not used any of that funds. For historic preservation, $601. We have not used any. For office on aging, $451. Again, the funding is still intact.
For
What are your-
clarification, sorry, these amounts cannot be used as this would be the 1% OPA.
Yeah.
For ARPA.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, so that's,
For just ARPA allocations, these amounts that you just mentioned, these are all the 1% going to OPA.
Oh.
So your operation budget will probably have come from the general fund.
okay. Oh, look at that, thank you.
How many new employees have you guys hired in the last few months with ARPA funds?
The 100% ARPA funded FTE that we recently hired is one, the general maintenance at the office at the sports and recreation. And the HBO trainee is 100%. That is, we have interviews scheduled for next week.
That is also. So two.
That you're in the process or have already hired, right? You just mentioned like for sports, for instance, you received 124,000 plus 60,000 transfer in, you've used 6.9%, which is for the one position that you,
This is a breakdown from OMB, so I'm assuming when they tap into those ARPA funds, it would definitely be for personnel and fringe benefits. We haven't done any reprogramming or anything.
okay,
We just wanna err on the side of caution, and usually whatever funding that we anticipate to lapse, we wait until June and work with OMB, and then we decide from there. We just don't wanna hamper any of the personnel funding.
okay. Do you have any of your positions that are federally funded? And how many?
For Tinian, they're all under stipend.
Mhm.
2 DYS employees are funded under federal funds, stipend. 1 HPO and 1 with childcare.
Okay. I yield for now, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Just clarification. So aging, what about aging? No federal funded?
other than the Title V employees.
Those are the only federal
Yes,
funded
yes.
positions. The transfers in under your ARPA, these 20,000, 60,000, would you, from at least with us, with our experience, the transfers into our ARPA would probably have come from our balance from the previous fiscal year. Do you think this is something that,
Uh,
does
yeah,
these amounts kind of reflect what you would have had remaining from last fiscal year's ARPA allocations?
I would think so, because I know the general fund, it goes back
Right.
to, right?
Yes.
And then ARPA funds, I know they roll over to the next year, but I will definitely I've been trying to get a hold of Sharice to
Okay.
explain this transfer in, so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something I wanna find
Yeah,
out
if
as
you
well.
can verify that and then see if any of these funds can be used or transferred down to operations in order to purchase the
I will,
vehicles that you
Mr.
probably
Chairman, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any members? I recognize Rep. Sattler.
Sure.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you so much for coming here this morning, ladies, or I guess it's afternoon now. I really was curious about what kind of programs do you provide for the community with like respect to the sports programs or aging in particular for our Manamco? Yeah, what programs do the office offer?
So, we also work with DYS, so a lot of their summer programs as well as their just all of DYS's programs, we support them in those. We do the nutrition assistance program, better known as food stamps. Yes. So, and with the sports, we really just provide the technical support. We have the local association that have their personnel. So we provide support, the facility, and any other areas they would need assistance with.
I guess I wondered what kind of programs you offer if there's no operations, budget, like there's there a basketball tournament kind of things, but that's what is done with the associations. So you provide them with the technical support and the facilities. So you might use the operations money for the maintenance of those facilities.
Yes.
So how is the maintenance of the sporting facilities here? Like, do all the basketball courts have nets and things like that? Is that what you would maybe use money for or no? If you had operations?
Fortunately, a major renovation was done, the super typhoon came and
Yeah.
just, all that effort, we ribbon cut, everything was up, we had nice exercise equipment and all kinds of stuff, but now the floor is messed up, we had to solicit the help of the mayor's office just to do the repairs on the roof, because, every time it rains, we can't have these kids come over, because it's pretty much a swimming pool. I mean, the guys are constantly sweeping it out, so we still have some minor issues, and I believe FEMA is gonna assist us with that through the mayor's office. So we're recovering slowly, but whenever we feel it's not safe for the students, we just don't let them come in at all. The second floor, we just completely block it off because it's just bad out there.
But that was a distribution center also during the typhoon, right?
Yes.
So even with all of those damages, it was still being used for that kind of,
Yes.
Wow.
And we were constantly cleaning and sweeping out.
and the birds.
And the birds.
Yeah, I don't think I was aware that it was still not completed. I guess that's one of the many FEMA projects that the mayor mentioned yesterday.
Yes.
Okay. And thank you. I yield.
Thank you, Rep. Sattler. Do you currently have any MOUs?
Yes, we do.
How many and what positions
Okay,
do
we
you
have 7 in the Division of Aging, 1 at the sports, and 1 under HPO.
How many are sports? I'm sorry.
Just 1.
Okay.
Aging has 7.
So So aging currently has four that are being funded through the DCCA, correct?
Yes.
And the 7 would be additional to those 4? These are 7 MOUs that are assigned to the aging?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, on top of the 5 that are Title V part-time employees.
Okay. What, so like with the 7, what positions would they be considered as if they were civil service under aging?
Unfortunately, and I bring this up all the time, the employees that are sent there are elderly themselves, so, you know what I mean?
Okay,
I was hoping they'll get, a little,
okay.
young people are able to help out the elderly folks,
So
and
this is, okay.
it's just, they're limited,
So,
mobility and otherwise.
okay. And this one sports, what position would that be equivalent to?
They assist us with the,
And then the HPO?
HPO, with field work monitoring, site inspections. And he also, they started training him and doing some of the admin stuff.
All right, thank you. Floor is open. Uh, Juliana?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Recognize Rep. Sablan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning or good afternoon, Director Borja and Ms. Borja. I'm curious, you said that your vehicle is, for Sports and Rec, is damaged beyond repair since Typhoon U2. Is there any vehicle that Sports and Rec is using now to maintain public facilities?
Yes, we have a 2003 Toyota Yaris that was transferred to us by DYS when they got a new vehicle, so that's
2003.
basically it.
As in
Yeah.
19 years old?
It was sitting down, and when I came, I just said, let's see what the problem is, if we can get it.
Yeah,
It's running,
wow.
it's
Very
just the
resourceful.
dumping and
Right.
the materials that we need to transport equipment, it's just not feasible.
Okay, and you haven't been able to avail of any FEMA funding to replace vehicles or any other equipment that may have been lost in this typhoon?
We were hoping for that, when the person in charge of the mayor's office, this was our biggest concern, actually, they were the ones utilizing it when it got damaged really bad, because our plan was to open up the gym and bring it in and secure it, because it was in a very good condition. But unfortunately, it came back, and even the mechanic was saying, even if I fix this, I don't know if this is the real problem. He's suspecting that it's just gonna be so costly. Oh, the electronics is messed up. We're doing the best we can, but we even reached out to Jotun Motors to see if their mechanic, they promised they were gonna come twice, but they never showed up, so.
Okay, and why hasn't, like for the typhoon damage, like the vehicle especially, like why haven't FEMA funds been available for?
I know Ms. Reina Singh is in charge of the FEMA projects, and I think it's like the mayor was saying, it's just, it's been 3 years. They keep asking for the same documents over and over again, we've provided that how many times?
Okay, so you have tried to get FEMA
Yes,
funding?
yes.
Okay.
I think our last resort, we're gonna try again with the mayor. If we don't get funding, or at least if there's any anticipated lapses, that's where we're really holding on. And if anything, then we're gonna tap into those funds, or maybe OGM can assist us through grants.
Yeah.
We're gonna try.
Okay, thank you. And Director, you mentioned that you're anticipating an increased workload for your HPO staff with respect to the divert field. And I'm wondering, do you get any additional support from SIPAD for HPO activities here?
They, as far as personnel, not personnel. Funding for fuel, they do help. I don't think there's They may have plans to bring personnel down. We haven't discussed that yet, actually, so.
Okay.
Not with me directly, perhaps with the HPO supervisor they have with their counterparts, so.
All right, and then my last question is, I heard you say that you also run the food stamp program, is that correct?
Yes, so, previously, pre-COVID, stipend personnel would come and, distribute and we would just assist. Since COVID, it's really on us now, so.
Yeah, and that's a huge workload as well. I remember this coming up even in the
It
last
is.
budget cycle, that there was a request for nutrition assistance funding to actually pay for a staffer who can do that here. Has that happened since last year?
They announced 2 positions that closed on last week, so
Oh.
we should be getting a list soon of
Okay.
eligible applicants.
Okay, so you're moving in that direction
Yes.
then, and okay, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, I yield, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Rep. Saban. Any other members? I recognize Rep. Antamai.
I just have one question. I don't know if it was here or Rhoda, but for aging, you have to deliver food to the elderly, right? And do you have the vehicle for that, or you ride the boat, or?
Yes, we do have vehicles for food delivery.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members? All right, at this time, so we were able to gather a lot of information in this amount of time. We understand that there are FDs that have already been filled or are in the process of getting filled, and so we want to ensure that we protect those individuals that are being brought on board. In addition, the major needs would be the vehicle and the copying machine. Other than that, in addition to what has already been allotted for DCCA, the transfers in is something that we can also look into, and should you need assistance, the committee can reach out to OMB, but if this is not the remaining balance from last fiscal year, then we'll try to get to the bottom of how or where this funds came from, and that could also assist in the procurement of a vehicle or 2 and a copy machine. And so if there are any additional requests that you may have forgotten to mention maybe, or that's not included in the proposal that you would like for the committee to consider, we will accept any additional proposals by the end of the month. And please reach out to the committee and we'll consider, that's something we can include in the deliberations. And so we appreciate your presence here today, RDH Borja and AO Borja. And thank you for answering the questions from the committee. And at this time, we will dismiss DCCA and go on recess till 1 o'clock to hear from finance. And then after finance, we have commerce and then labor. Okay. All right. Recess till 1 p.m. Thank you.